Episode 4 of Wings Mobile Detailing. This time we're talking about balance. And it's going to serve for everyone. If you're in business, if you have a family, if you don't have a family, like we don't have a family, you have a dog. Why do you have the dog, Arsalan?
He's cute.
Bro,
he serves as a cute
It's a dog.
purpose.
It's a liability. What's her name?
It's a he.
Oh, it's a he. Yeah.
A bajillion time, and his name is Axel.
Axel. It's a liability. Should call it that.
You're a liability.
And we are talking about balance today here with Arsalan. It's the same introduction, you know how it is.
Welcome to the Wings Mobile Detailing Business and Automotive Podcast, the only podcast that will guide you on how to start and grow six-figure companies. As our team expand from one business location to worldwide domination, you will get step-by-step insights from a millennial franchisor and franchise owner with your host, Andre Mezalira.
Alright, so going back to the serious talk, although I was serious about you getting rid of the dog. He's literally chilling on something right now. It's so useless.
You always ask me about him when you're not here. You're like, how's Axie? Is he okay?
Maybe that's
Is he
why
good?
I hear a lot that my life is unbalanced.
Probably, yeah. You need.
But
a
it
dog.
feels to me. That's the thing. You know how it feels to you that it's balanced? And you hear a lot, people saying, I think you usually feel like that when you are fulfilled, right? When like you're doing whatever you want to do, and it sounds like you're obsessed.
It does, yeah. But in your mind, at that moment in your life, you do feel like you are balanced, just because you're the happiest at that point, right?
Yeah.
You're achieving what you want to get.
And achieving, and you're actually when you're really fulfilled with what you can be, whatever it can be in business, but it serves as in life as well. And once you get in the groove of doing a lot, I'm doing this, I'm happy, I'm excited, it's gonna feel like you're imbalanced.
No, I think the perspective that people have of balance is wrong to begin with. Like they have this idea that they're gonna be able to run their startup business, hang out with family, hang out with their friends, take care of their health, go to the gym, and do everything every day. It's just impossible,
Yeah.
I think that's where the issue arises from.
And there's because I see such thing as a balance. I actually truly I personally believe in this word, balance. But for me, it's not globally, it's individual. You're freaking laughing. The dog is literally like eating chewing.
It's fine.
When are you getting rid of the dog? See, that's an unbalanced example, man. Alright, so let's go back. So we just use an example of being unbalanced. But for real, if you are in business, it's crazy how it works. If not only in business, but you're doing whatever, you finally a point in your life when you start feeling fulfilled, you want to go crazy on that whatever you're doing. You want to go crazy and just do that to yourself. You're going to feel like, you want to just do that and be in the groove. You're going to be in your game.
No, 100%. Yeah, at different points of your life, some area of your life is going to be priority over everything else. Like for example, for us in school, it was either it was either whatever sport we were playing that was a priority, or school itself, and then it was work. For a couple of years, for me, it was just gymming. And now it's just business is taking up. Just starting a business has taken up a lot of my time.
And it changed.
It changes.
Yeah,
every couple of years it changes.
You still like to do that.
No, 100%. I think as long as you're happy. As long as you're happy, as long as you're taking care of the people around you, I think.
That's what I realized in most, and I can use that example for myself, man, because we started Wings. It was like 5 years ago. I started. We started small with the car, and I was working from morning till late evening.
Yeah.
And I knew, once you start getting in the groove of business, your balance starting to be around the business aspect.
Yeah.
For somebody else, it can be towards trips. It can be towards taking time off. It can be whatever it is.
Yeah.
Some people going to the club, which is kind of not a very good balance, to have. But balance is not something individual. It's not something universal. I mean, it's not something that people. It's one balance applies to everyone. An example is Gary Vaynerchuck.
Oh yeah, that man works. That man works from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. Yeah, that's not balanced to other people's in other people's perspective from the outside looking in. But if you ask him, He says, even in his interviews in his podcast, he always says he's the happiest motherfucker alive in his own words. Yeah, no, he's happy doing
and working. You can tell he is.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got so much energy and so much passion behind what he does.
And for me, that's the way I see it. For me, his life is completely unbalanced. If I were to lead a life like he does, to do like go visit 3 different cities doing for speech.
I think balance in general is an elusive thing, right? You'll never be 100% balanced. Every day is different. Every week is different. Every month is different.
Yeah.
It's at some point in your life, something's going to be completely prioritized over something else. I'm sure if you have a kid come into your life, that kid is going to be priority for a long time. When you start a business initially, especially the first 5 years or so, that business is going to be everything for you. From morning till night, you're either working or thinking about it.
That's a good point.
But it's hard, especially being a business podcast. It's something that you're going to think you need, but you'll never be able to have it, especially the first couple of years of business.
You are not going to be able to have it. You mean in the balance that other people,
in that general perspective. Of me, having time with my family, having my fun time, having my off time, going,
But that's where it's breaking the ice on this podcast that we're going to talk about, because it's that general balance.
Yeah.
That thing can be completely different from everyone. I see that majority of society, the society, in a bigger part, has that 50-50 completely spread out work,
vacation, family.
I usually notice it's crazy how I usually notice a lack of happiness when somebody has a general balance. Why? Because dude, it's for like people that are working, let's say they're 9 to 5 or whatever they're working at, and they're not very satisfied. They're gonna wait for the weekend. They're gonna wait for the weekend. But I can't wait for it to be Saturday and I can enjoy.
Right.
For me, that's unbalanced.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking with somebody that is there 24, thinking, because in the reality, the business is something that for me, it excites me a lot.
Right.
And especially before, it used to be like breathing business. Everything I would see is business related, and I would get excited on that, and that would be every day of my week. I wouldn't wait for a Saturday to come. But in the people's perspective, the majority, they'll look at us, if it's businessmen or other type of people that's listening to this, they're going to look at you and they're going to think, oh, this guy's obsessed with this, he's not happy. Usually when they say that, they're talking to themselves.
Exactly. You could make the same example for athletes. For 8 months of the season when they're playing at the highest level, their life is around their diet. Everything is around their workouts. Everything is around performing at the highest level. So for 7 or 8 months, their life is completely unbalanced until they go to off season and then they can go on vacation.
But dude, you're saying like unbalanced in a way that there's a general balance.
Exactly. We're comparing it to common perspective.
Common perspective.
Yeah.
And that's what people shouldn't look at. That's really a way to not look at balance. Obviously, respect other people's balance to see, how they operate.
I think it's also a fine line between just continuously pursuing your passion 24/7, which is completely fine. It's obviously important to try new things and go out once in a while. And if you haven't seen your parents for 7 months, I think it's probably a good idea to do that. But what we're talking about is trying to have every day or every week balance, like having your gym time, your family time, and like having everything that goes into someone's life, have it all the time. It's just impossible. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I think I'm looking in a way of being more the obsessive type.
Gotcha.
Because some people have that type of balance.
Yeah.
But they're obsessive in one thing. Like I like to use Gary Vaynerchuck's example. He's like from 7 in the morning until midnight. He's there in his business thinking, and he doesn't take time off. His time off, that how people perceive to be time off, is his time. His 9 to midnight.
Yeah.
That's his time.
Yeah.
And when he does take in a general manner, his time off, he's not fulfilled. He's not satisfied. That's not what he wants to be doing. But that can affect, I'm sure that can affect his, personal life in a way of, he won't have time, to give that family. But is that really required out of him? Like he'd lead his life like that.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, if you're so obsessed about something, if you're so obsessed about something, if you're pursuing something all day, every day, something in your life is going to take a hit. Like another aspect of your life is going to take a hit, whether it be family, for example, with Gary Vee, or it might be your health or something. Something's not going to be at 100%, but you have to be able to accept that because you're pursuing your passion, you're pursuing a goal. So I think that's the biggest realization.
And no matter what type of balance you have, something's gonna take a hit. But if you're fulfilling what you want to know, what's happy, what's happy for you.
Yeah, and
that's what you got to do. Look, and if you want people around you to stay around you, and that requires your time to serve them, then yes, take more of your obsessiveness away and go serve these people that you want around you.
Right.
And
it's something that'll change obviously as well over time. Yeah. Like something might be taking a lot of your time right now, but 5-10 years it'll be it could be something completely different.
It could be completely different balance, which could be still obsessive. Yeah. Like Grant Cardone, he has his balance, which is business. Wherever he goes, business opportunity. Yeah. Nothing around him requires him to have a different balance.
Right.
He made that, and on himself, that's his balance. That's what he loves, and it's not like he's obsessive with one thing. He needs to change that. He's unhappy. No, he's full on,
and that's why he's growing so fast. Same with Gary Vee. Same with Grant Cardone.
Growing
with all these guys that
fast
we
in his
follow.
own aspect.
Yeah, they're growing personally. They're growing with their business. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
you can't have the kind of lifestyle that they have, which we all kind of want. We all want the shiny things. We all want the jets, whatever they have.
But we know it won't make a difference if you put it on paper. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's hard to have that if you're not really, really, really good at one thing. If you're just average at 10 different things, you're not getting paid that well. You're not succeeding in life that well.
And some people are fine. If some people are like to spread out, travel here, do that, that's completely fine.
Exactly.
It's their own balance.
Happiness comes in different ways, right? You could
completely.
You could really enjoy your work, but you only want to do it 30-40 hours a week. But at the same time, you want to coach literally. You want to do something else. So it's.
And this is to close out. Also, the one thing that I always perceive to myself, because once I really literally starting into my groove, to my happiness, finding my joy, finding this balance, I started to hear these words. Take the weekend off.
Right.
Take the weekend off. I mean, take the weekend off from what? From something that I'm doing that I love.
Yeah.
And if I go out, for me personally, if I go out in the beach, if I go out somewhere, it's gonna be what I don't love. That's not taking off.
Yeah.
For me, taking off, if I go to a beach on a Saturday, for me taking off is when I go back to work on a Monday.
It's forced fun, yeah.
And I think there's so much different ways and perspective balances out there that to generalize it would be completely, it wouldn't be right to generalize a balance because it's so different for anyone. It's different what I see from you providing your time to somebody else, around you, like I said. That's different, you want to work out on the balance.
And if you do have an obsession, something that makes you happy, something you're striving for, as Andre is speaking about, but you do kind of want all the side things that come with it, like you do want to focus on other areas of your life as well. Just because you can't increase the time in those areas doesn't mean you can improve it. So you can always practice being more present. I think we're guilty of this a lot, where we're supposedly taking time off from work, but we're out with people, and my mind is still constantly on business, on replying to a client who's been sitting in my notifications for 2-3 hours and it's bothering me. So I'm thinking, and
you're there with somebody and you have to answer because you
have to, and so you can always practice being a lot more present, being a lot more focused in what you do at that second. I think that'll help
That is true. Something I personally lack. Just like you said, when you're there somewhere with somebody, maybe your friends,
right?
But you're not there. Your mind is not there.
We do this all the time. Yeah,
we do, man.
We do this all the time when we're sitting together and we're talking. And sometimes I completely realize, like, I know you're
like
texting,
I'm talking to you, man. You're looking up.
and I
I'm
just
like,
stop.
Hey.
I pause halfway and I'm like, okay, I know what he's doing. Give him like 2 minutes, and like you know, you're the same with me.
Overall, and we both know that is what is on our mind is like, oh man, it's something that fulfills us.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we can, make extra time because, there's always time to be made.
Exactly. I think you can always fall in the trap of making excuses for I don't have enough time for this. I don't have enough time for that.
Yeah. It's much about priorities. You have time for everything, but if I personally don't prioritize going to the beach, I'm not gonna do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I might be required to if I wanna
hang out with certain people.
Around me that requires that from me. Then I have to go the extra step, and definitely not complain about it. But that is one point that I, found from you that's so true, man. Dude, I'm like sometimes even in the table.
No,
and, like,
I mean
even
today, I mean we were doing a boat together, and and half the time we're talking to each other, and the other person's just not there mentally.
But for us, I feel like it's fun because we know, man.
Because we understand each other's perspective, but when it comes to significant others or family, they just think you're ignoring them.
That's such a great
choice.
point, man. Such a great point.
Yeah, so it's just, again, you have to first accept that you're not going to be balanced in every aspect of your life. At some point in your life, one area is going to be spiking and prioritized over.
But this is what I see. Like, you're going to be balanced to yourself, but at one point you have to be flexible enough to get out of your balance.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Or maybe not. Yeah. No, what if not? What if, like Cardone, when does he get out of his balance? Like, he's always,
Yeah.
I mean, he did with his kids. He did with his kids. Once he had kids, he didn't want them. He actually mentioned he wanted to wake up 2 hours earlier to provide for the kids. It's out of his balance, out of his business world. But that was required. So I think it comes. Yeah, I think at one point it does come.
It does, yeah.
As you have to be flexible. I'm sure, especially people who are obsessed in one thing in their life and business as well. This is a business podcast, but it applies to everything. You guys will understand, hit us up, follow or hit the subscribe button if this relates to you. But we can always learn a lot more. We're going to be doing interview with other people as well. And this is Arsalan from Virginia Beach, Wings Mobile Detailing.
Thanks, guys,
I always
for
like
listening.
to do marketing, right? I got to do the branding.
Get all the names out. But
all right, man.
Yeah, no, this is good podcast, man. Short, right to the point. And
your dog just hit his head in the wall.
That's not him. He's paying attention to another person doing that. Yeah. But
liability. Again,
guys, thanks for listening, and again, bear with us as we are getting better. Hopefully